Good morning students, I am back with a new topic, the seed. Now we know that seed is a mature ovule, a ripened ovule, a fertilized ovule. This seed is protected inside the fruit in angiospermic plants. The seed is formed when the egg nucleus present inside the ovule fuses with the male nucleus to form zygote. This zygote continuously divides and forms an embryo which remains or which is protected inside the seed as a miniature plant till the favorable condition arises. On arrival of the favorable condition, this seed develops into a new plant. Basically, seeds have three basic parts. That is your seed pod, food reserve as a cotyledon or endosperm, and an embryo. Coming to seed coat. Seed coat is the outermost protective covering formed by the integuments present around the ovule. There are two parts of seed coat, that is your testa, which is the outermost rough part, and tegument, which is the inner smooth part of the seed coat. These both the seed coats are fused with each other, providing protection against mechanical injury and various diseases. Then cotyledon. Cotyledon is a food reserve for future embryo in dicot plants, whereas endosperm is a food reserve for the growing embryo in monocot seeds. Embryo. Embryo is a miniature plant consisting of two main parts, that is your plumule and radicle. This leafy structure is known as plumule. This is your radicle. The plumule is going to grow into future shoot and radicle is going to grow into future root. In between these two, there is an embryonic axis to which both the parts are attached. This embryonic axis is the central point which attaches both plumule and radicle. The part just above the embryo axis is known as epicotyle, and the part just below the embryonic axis is known as hypocotyle. So this is your embryo, the internal parts of your embryo. Now this embryo remains protected either by cotyledon in dicot seeds or in monocot seeds. It is protected by your coleoptile and coleorhiza. This is the general introduction about your seeds. Now coming to the types of seeds. There are two types of seeds known as monocotyledonous seeds and dicotyledonous seeds. Commonly known as monocot seed and dicot seeds. Now what is the difference? In monocot seeds, your pericarp is fused with seed coat. In monocot seeds, pericarp is fused with seed coat. So they are often known as grains rather than seeds. Whereas in dicot seeds, your seed coat is separate from the cotyledon and hence they are known as seeds. They are not known as grains, but dicot seeds are known as seeds. They have seed coat which is separate and encloses the seed. It is not fused with pericarp. Then the most important thing, in monocot seed only one cotyledon is present, whereas in dicot seeds two cotyledons are present. In monocot seeds, food reserve is your endosperm, whereas in dicot seed, food reserve is your cotyledons. In monocot seeds, the hilum and micropyle is not distinguishable, whereas in dicot seed, they both are very clearly distinguishable. So this is all about your difference between monocot and dicot seeds. Now coming to the food reserve in your seed. Now coming to the type of food reserve in the seed. We all know the food is reserved either in the form of cotyledon or endosperm. So we have two types of food reserve, that is your cotyledons and endosperms. If the food is reserved in the form of cotyledon, it is known as X albuminous or not endospermic. X albuminous or non-endospermic seeds. If the food is stored in the form of endosperm, it is known as albuminous or endospermic seeds. If the food is stored in the form of endosperm, it is known as albuminous or endospermic seeds. Both kind of seeds can be seen in dicot and monocot seeds. In dicot seeds, mostly the food reserve is your cotyledon, and hence you will have X albuminous examples, that is the food stored in the form of cotyledon in pea, gram, bean, etc. But there are certain dicot plants which store food in endosperms. So you will have albuminous seed example as castor, custard apple. Same way in monocot seeds also you have X albuminous and albuminous seeds. So in monocot, the example of albuminous is maize, rice, wheat, etc. But there are certain monocot plants where the food is stored in the form of cotyledon, means the food is not stored in endosperm. So such plants or such seeds are known as X albuminous seeds, and the example is your alisma. Alisma is a monocot plant where food is not stored in endosperm. So let's study the structure of a dicot seed and monocot seed in detail. On my right side is your dicot seed and on my left side is your maize seed. So beginning with the dicot seed, that is your bean seed. Example we have taken is your bean seed. Dicot seeds may be of any shape, size, but generally most of the seeds are kidney shaped. So as I have taken the example of bean seed is also a kidney shaped structure having a convex side and a concave side. Externally, they have a thick covering called testa. That is your seed pod. This is a thick covering called testa. If we look the seed from front, you will see a yellow demarcated area known as hilum. So these both the parts are known as hilum. This is the side view and this is the front view. So this is your. So you will have a yellow scar on the concave side of the seed known as hilum. Just above the hilum, a small hole is present which is known as micropyle. Is the same micropyle through which the pollen tube enters carrying male nucleus. Now in seed, this micropyle will serve as a passage for water, means it will absorb water and gases from the atmosphere. Along with micropyle and hilum, there is an expanded elongated ridge called raphe. It's a mark present on both the sides along the concave side known as raphe. So this is all about your external structure. Coming to internal structure, the outermost covering is your testa. Seed coats are made up of two parts. They are testa and tegmen. Testa is the outer rough surface and tegmen is the inner smooth surface. So this is your tegmen. Then we have cotyledons. This is an embryo with plumule and radicle. This is your embryonic axis. The part above the embryonic axis is known as epicotyle, and the part below the embryonic axis is known as hypocotyle. Based on the growth of epicotyle and hypocotyle, we have different types of germination. So this whole part is your embryo. This is the internal structure of your bean seed. Now coming to the monocot seed. The example of monocot seed is your maize seed. This is your external view of maize seed and this is an internal view of maize seed. Externally, if we observe, maize seed is a flat, almost flat, triangular oblong in structure. The major portion of the maize seed is covered with endosperm and appears yellow in color. At the base, there is a whitish area where your cotyledon and embryo is present. It is very clear on the other side of the maize seed. The first side, the one side is completely yellow in color, and on the other side, if you look at, you will see half the area is covered with white patch. That patch encloses your cotyledon and an embryo. Your cotyledon is known as scutellum, and this is an embryo. Maize seed has a single, almost papery cotyledon known as scutellum. There is no separate seed coat in your monopod seeds because it is fused with pericarp and forms a thick outer covering around the seed. Now coming to internal structure of your maize. This is your fused pericarp. The outermost covering is your fused pericarp with seed coat. Just inside that you have a special layer called aleurone layer. It is this layer which protects the seed from infection and mechanical injury. The major portion of your seed is your endosperm, which act as a food reserve for your future embryo. Then this is your cotyledon known as scutellum. This whole part is your embryo. Now in maize seed, just like in dicot seed, the embryo is protected by the cotyledon. Here it is protected by two special layers called coleoptile and coleorhiza. And within this is your plumule, the future shoot, and radicle, the future root. The future shoot system and future root system respectively. So this is all about your internal structure of seed, that is a diploid seed and monopod seed. Now let's study about the seed germination. How do they germinate?